Hi guys and welcome to today's video, which is the epilogue of my USA series. So after over a year of administration failure and 43 hours of travel drama, I was finally in the US and I was there for 6 months, which means that I was probably going to encounter some cultural shock, which is things that are different in the US that they are in France. Was that a sentence that made sense? I don't know. So today I thought I could talk about 5 things that were weird to me and that might be weird to you if you're a French person going to the US. Number 1, the initial culture shock. So culture shock is a small thing usually, that will make you realize that you're abroad. Usually it's not going to be the big thing like taking a plane or being in a different country with a different language, because different language is quite obvious. It's not really a shock because you're expecting that. But it's all those little things that are going to add up, and one of them is going to make you realize, oh, I'm in a different country. For me, it was laundry. I'm talking about the first time I tried to do my laundry and was faced with a US washing machine. Now you'd think it's quite similar, like you put your clothes in it and then you have a knob to select the program, like the settings you want it on, and then start, stop, and that's it, right? I just couldn't figure out how to start it, and I was like, how stupid will I sound if I ask someone? Like, I'm gonna have to ask someone for help to start the laundry. And that's quite embarrassing because you're like, okay, I'm 23, I'm a grown up. How comes I can't figure out that? The thing is, apparently, I don't know if it's just the washing machine that was at our place or if it's every washing machine in the US, but the knob that you turn to select the settings was also used to start and stop the washing machine. Actually, was it used to stop? I don't know, but it was definitely used to start the washing machine. So you basically had to pull on the knob, then twist it so that it points towards the setting that you want it on, and then push down so that it starts the program. Why? I guess that it's about like security, and like you don't want your kid to accidentally start the washing machine and fall into it because they're so big they could. But anyway, yeah, washing machine was the first culture shock, the first little thing that had me breaking down into tears in front of the washing machine. So yeah, that was an experience. Number 2, friendliness. Everyone, I swear everyone is so friendly. And I don't think it's just in the US, because every other country that I've visited, I had the same impression. Like, oh my god, people are so friendly here. In Ireland, Switzerland, Poland, anywhere. People are really, really friendly. So maybe it's just French people who are assholes, but maybe not. I'm gonna say that people in Oregon are the most friendly people I've ever met. Everyone is smiley and helpful and just like happy to be here. And it's really nice, but sometimes it's a bit weird because when you're doing grocery shopping, like the cashier person, the first time it happened to me, I was like, what are you talking to me? Because that lady I don't know is just asking, oh, how was your day? What's your plan for tonight? And stuff like that. How's school? I'm like, I don't know you. That was a bit weird at first, but I got used to it, and eventually when I come back to France and the first time I did grocery shopping here again, I asked the lady at the cashier thing, the cashier person, what is it called? The person scanning the items. Anyway, I asked her, I was like, oh, how's it going? Or stuff like that, and she looked at me like, what are you talking to me? What are you talking to me? Great English, Mel. Today is just not my day for English, I guess. Number 3 is English. Now, it's quite an obvious one. If you're going to a different country, you're gonna experience a different language. But it's something that you expect, so it's not that weird. But it's still on the list because I have learned English from people mostly from the UK, Ireland, and stuff like that. A few of my teachers were from Florida, I think, and Michigan. So 2 of them were from the US, and the rest of them were from London, Manchester, and various places in the UK. The point is, my English, like the vocabulary I use, is from British English, like traditional English, and some words are very different. Most of the time my English was okay and no one was saying anything about it, and at most random times I would say something and my roommates would just like burst into laughter. I was like, what's wrong? What did I say? I remember, I think the first time was about I don't remember what we were talking about, but I say zebra crossing, which is what we called not sidewalk, crosswalk. So I say zebra crossing, and my roommate legitimately thought that we had zebras on the street in France. What do you think France is? Number 4, food. Now, being French, I thought that food or something food related was going to be my initial culture shock. Like, I know people that cried over yogurts or cheese or bread, like everything that is good in France and is not good in the US. But that wasn't my culture shock. My culture shock was laundry. But I still want to bring up food in this list of weird things in the US because cooking specifically was very different. Like, I'm someone who cooks. I like cooking, and I don't do takeaway that much. But my roommates were, not always, but a lot of time, they were just bringing back like tacos and stuff like that. And I don't do that much, so that was actually quite cool because I'm not a good cook. I'm okay, but I'm not a very good cook. And in the US, I felt like a chef sometimes. Sometimes. Also, another thing with food is the sizes. Like, you can say small, medium, and large. And I always went for small because there's no way I was going to finish medium or even large. So I was like, that's okay, I can order small, that's fine. Sizes was very, very different. Like, in France, we don't have different sizes. If you order a salad, you're gonna get a salad. You can't choose the size of your bowl. And finally, number 5 on my list is gonna be dress codes, or the lack of dress code. Now, I don't care that much about fashion. I mostly wear black, grey, white, red, anything that fits and is comfortable, basically. I don't care about what I'm wearing, or I thought that I didn't care. Because when I went there, I realized that people really didn't care about what they were wearing. I'm still respecting a few rules of fashion, such as no Crocs outside, no PJs outside, no socks in your sandals outside. Well, I'm mostly respecting that one. But anyway, in the US, apparently, it doesn't matter. I don't know if it's just because I was in a small city. Corvallis is considered small. Like, to me, it was still quite big, but anyway. But I've seen people grocery shopping with their PJs. Like, just the PJ bottom. But still, you don't do that in France. I've seen a teacher, like a teacher giving the lecture with Crocs. Who wears Crocs? Apparently she does. And that made me realize that I do judge people based on how they dress, and that's quite bad. I try to stop now that I'm aware that I do that, but I thought I didn't do it. Sweatpants also, oh my god, sweatpants. Sweatpants are really comfortable, and I usually wear them at home when I'm alone and absolutely never outside. But in the US, you can wear them outside and it's quite okay to do it. Like, no one cares. You don't have to put on a jean if you're not gonna leave the house, but you also don't have to put on a jean if you are leaving the house, which is amazing. Like, I definitely miss that, because here I've tried a few times to go out in my sweatpants and I'm like, I feel like I'm being judged. So I don't do that much, but I definitely miss it. The last thing I'm gonna talk about in this fashion dress code point thing in my list is hats. Now, I didn't get used to that because people wear hats, and that's okay, here we wear hats as well. But people wear hats inside, like inside the house, which was weird to me, but one of my roommates always had like a beanie on, and I was like, okay, I guess, like, she looks good in it, so maybe she just like it. So I got used to that, but I definitely never got used to wearing hats in class. I was always told that it was a sign of disrespect towards your teacher if you didn't take off your hat, or if you leave your jacket on, like your outside coat, if you keep it on, that's like quite disrespectful. So I never ever wear a hat or a beanie inside, like in class. But apparently in the US, that's something you can do. My first class in the US, a guy kept his hat on, and I was like, oh my god, he's so disrespectful. Like, surely the teacher is going to say something and he's gonna have to take it off. But she didn't say anything, and in fact, a lot of people were still wearing beanies and stuff, and I was like, oh, interesting how okay they are with that. Whereas in France, we've always been told that it's really disrespectful. But also, that's another thing, like postures and stuff. in class. Like, you could sit with your leg crisscrossed on your chair, which we would never do in France, because it's like, again, it's quite disrespectful. Or just like attitude in general towards the teacher. Like, we're quite respectful. We only leave the class if you really have to, like to go to the bathroom or whatever, but just 2 minutes and then you're back. I've seen a guy once walked out of a class and come back 20 minutes after with a sandwich and just eat it in class. It was a 1 hour lesson, and he like was there for 5 minutes, then went away for 20 minutes and then came back and ate his sandwich. I guess we'd just call that a cultural difference. There you go, that was the 5 things that you may find weird if you are a French person traveling to the US. There's loads of other stuff, but I am trying to keep it short today. That's gonna be a wrap on my USA travel series. I am going back to non-US related videos next week. If you want to see that, tune in next Sunday. You can click here to subscribe to my channel so that you get notification every time I upload. You can also click here to see last week's video if you missed it or if you want to watch it again. I hope you will have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye!